a series of Supreme Court rulings,
The largest expansion of executive power in over 100 years,
originated from the president's desk. Several heat wave warnings around the U.S.
We're here to serve the communities
ahead of the 4th of July. And an atypical farmers market in Vizcaya Gardens. These stories and more coming up on Newsbreak.
Hello, South Florida. I'm Frida Flores.
And I'm Julian Scanalca. Today is Tuesday, June 30th, 2026.
Live from the Lee Caplin School of Journalism and Media in North Miami, this is Caplin News.
A series of rulings comes from the president's desk. The Supreme Court handed down a series of major decisions on Monday, dealing President Trump a mix of victories and setbacks over the scope of his executive authority.
Among the setbacks, the court declined to let Trump immediately remove Federal Reserve Governor Lisa Cook, refused to hear his appeal of the E. Jean Carroll sexual assault verdict, and left in place state laws allowing mail ballots postmarked by Election Day to be counted after the polls close.
a massive amount of power. I mean, the president said it himself. It is the largest expansion of executive power in over 100 years, and that is exactly why we should be worried about it.
Meanwhile, the court expanded the president's power to fire certain federal officials, overturning the nearly 90-year Humphreys executor precedent.
The Supreme Court is set to issue its decision on birthright citizenship on Tuesday morning. The case stems from President Trump's executive order signed in January of 2025, seeking to end birthright citizenship for children born in the U.S. to undocumented immigrants. The order challenges the longstanding interpretation of the 14th Amendment, which states that anyone born or naturalized in the United States is a citizen. The Trump administration argues the key issue lies in the amendment's phrase, subject to the jurisdiction thereof.
We're the only country in the world that does this with birthright, as you know. And it's just absolutely ridiculous, but, you know, we'll see. We have very good grounds. People have wanted to do this for decades.
If the order is allowed to take effect, it could mark a major shift in how the country defines citizenship for children born in the United States. The Supreme Court is expected to issue more decisions throughout the rest of the week.
And the last update on yesterday's rulings. The Supreme Court is expected to come to a decision today on a transgender sports ban. The ruling focuses on laws in Virginia and Idaho that ban transgender girls from girls' sports teams, with those claiming the ban violates both the 14th Amendment and the 1972 prohibition of discrimination in schools. The decision is expected to come at the same time as the birthright citizenship case.
A bond ruling came in today after Terrion Arnold's pretrial detention hearing. The 23-year-old Detroit Lions cornerback faces charges of attack instigation on 3 people after being robbed. Arnold and others took matters into their own hands and attacked the people he believed stole from him. His bond has been set at $1 million.
Fireworks in the sky won't be the only hot thing this 4th of July, as a heat wave is approaching this upcoming week. CNN's Maddie Gannon has more on the story.
Millions of Americans Monday are bracing for a scorching week, as days of blistering heat and humidity are expected to fall over the eastern half of the U.S. and stick around for the holiday weekend.
We have an extreme heat warning that we've issued that goes into effect today. We have 3 consecutive days where it reaches 100 to 105 or potentially greater. The heat index value overnight will probably only dip below the 90-degree mark for 6 to maybe 8 hours overnight.
Major cities like New York, Washington, Atlanta, and Nashville could see feels-like temperatures at and above 100 degrees starting Monday through the 4th of July. Officials are urging caution as people prepare for a weekend of celebrations outdoors, where they could be exposed to the dangerous heat for longer periods of time.
Self-awareness is huge when it comes to knowing when to call 911 or not. If you don't feel comfortable getting yourself up to a hospital, by all means, we're here to serve the community, so call us.
Meanwhile, authorities in several western states have banned or limited fireworks for the holiday due to ongoing wildfires. This man in the Lake County, Colorado area described watching a fire blaze from across a lake.
We figured we'd pack up and then we got a text, emergency evacuation, so yeah, packed up, less than an hour later, fastest pack up ever.
In Washington, I'm Maddie Gannon.
An alligator attack on Sunday afternoon caused a woman to tragically die while swimming. At Little Big Econ State Forest, a woman was swimming with her friends in a river near the Bar Street trailhead while she was bitten by an alligator. FWC officers report the woman was taken to the hospital, where she was later pronounced dead from her injuries.
I've seen really big gators in here. I've never heard of an attack, though.
This is now the third reported alligator accident in the past week for Central Florida. Officials have since closed the trailhead entrance, while gator warning signs have been left in the entrances to keep visitors safe from any further attacks.
A time capsule sealed more than 50 years ago is finally seeing the light of day. Orlando officials cracked it open Monday, 5 decades after it was sealed back in 1976 during the nation's bicentennial. The Kiwanis Club led that effort, filling it with newspapers, photos, and other memorabilia from the era. It was originally buried at a local park before being dug up and relocated during a later construction project.
It was wonderful, actually. It's very exciting. This is a look back in history, and a lot of the items are just very reminiscent of the bicentennial.
It's safe to say Orlando looks a little different than it did back in 1976, but for one day, the city got to step back in time and see where it all began.
A farmer's market is not the first place you'd think to see a live wrestling match, but as Caplin's Jordan Tavares reports, at the Vizcaya Gardens Farmer's Market, you can expect the unexpected.
What happens when you mix pro wrestling with the locals farmer's market? You get the biggest night of the summer, Summer Bash.
The final night market of the season at the Vizcaya Village celebrated the biggest event of the summer in what is known as Summer Bash. The locals farmers market transforms the village into an open-air festival filled with local flavor, artisan crafts, and high-flying, adrenaline-pumping, live-action wrestling. With over 20 vendors ranging from handcrafted jewelry, clothing brands, and food concessions, the market provided South Florida residents a chance to shop independent creators and support local businesses. Jerry, a chef of Holy Smokes Barbecue, says that the local markets like this gives him the opportunity to showcase his business.
The community, the people coming together, supporting small guys like ourselves, and just putting a smile on people's faces, man, when they try some amazing food, It's nice meeting new people. You never know who you might meet out here.
Jerry emphasizes that with community support and trust, it gives people like him and other startup businesses motivation to keep working on their craft and establishing a name for themselves.
Oh, it's very important, man. Without the people, there is no us, It goes hand. I feel like it goes hand in hand, I take care of you, you take care of me, If it's good, it's right, Let's cook in more us time.
The Vizcaya Farmers Market happens every Sunday, giving new opportunities to upcoming and growing businesses. Vizcaya! Reporting in South Miami, for Caplin News, I'm Jordan Tavares.
Superstar Dua Lipa is turning the page on a new phase of her career.
That's still ahead, and so's the story.
Maui, shapeshifter, demigod of the wind and sea.
Disney's latest live-action remake is about to hit theaters, a preview of what's new for July, ahead in the scene. Newsbreak will be back in 2 minutes.
Radcliffe Art and Design Incubator is the velocity accompanying the fellow's rudder, as in a boat. Unless there is movement or action, the planned direction is of little consequence. We encourage the creative ideas into action, and from the experience of doing, we critically assess the feedback, adjust, and set out to rediscover the potentialities of an entrepreneurial mindset.
Stand is precise, no margin for error.
Dare to forget that. Dare to have fun with it. Get weird with it. Dare to send those old STEM theories flying past the neighbor's house into outer space. Dare to program something internet-breaking, record-breaking. Dare to blow their minds. Dare to learn the difference between sedimentary and metamorphic rock. Go find those rocks. Dare to keep daring. Dare to STEM. Check out She Can STEM to get started.
As we turn to entertainment news, some new films are swinging into theaters for July. It's time for your favorite segment, and no, it's not The Sideline.
We're switching things up a bit this morning with a special midweek edition of The Scene. Our correspondent Paola Siniano tells us what's new this week in the world of entertainment. Paola, take it away.
Good morning, guys, and welcome back. Apparently, Fridays weren't enough, so of course we're going to do The Scene on a Tuesday. And we're kicking things off with a look at the big screen. Now, it's the last day of June, and the second half of summer movie season is in full swing, with July bringing some of the year's biggest releases. So here's a look at what's headed to theaters.
James, you have a real gift for filmmaking.
First up, the Little Yellow Chaos Agents are back. Minions and Monsters brings Gru's mischievous sidekicks back to theaters July 1st, and they're ready for more mayhem.
Maui, shapeshifter, demigod of the wind and sea, hero of men.
Disney is also diving back into one of its biggest modern hits. The live-action adaptation of Moana will set sail July 10th, with Dwayne Johnson returning as Maui. From the ocean to ancient Greece,
No one could stand between me and home.
Christopher Nolan follows his Oscar-winning Oppenheimer with The Odyssey, hitting theaters July 17th. But the month's biggest buzz may belong to Marvel.
You're in danger. You just have to trust me. Fine.
Your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man swings back into action in Spider-Man Brand New Day, hitting the big screen July 31st. And moviegoers are still showing up in big numbers. The Michael Jackson biopic Michael just became the highest grossing biopic of all time, earning over $900 million worldwide.
And speaking of films, I mentioned a few weeks ago that Shrek 5 was coming next year. Well, it looks like our favorite psychic may also be getting a spotlight of his own. Eddie Murphy confirmed that a solo donkey origin film is officially in the works and set for a 2028 release, following the 5th Shrek installment next year.
You really can't help yourself, can you?
No, I can't.
And don't worry, Murphy will return to voice the lovable character as the franchise continues to expand. And pop star Dua Lipa is turning the page on a new chapter, literally. The singer is opening a physical library in Porto, Portugal, inside the famous Lelo bookshop. The Manifesto Library comes 5 years after launching her book club, Service 95, and will feature over 100 banned-censored books. In a press release, Lipa called it a shrine to books that have disappeared, and a step forward in her mission to get more people reading. And I want to end today with a look back at a history-making moment in the world of ballet. On this day back in 2015, Misty Caplin was promoted to principal dancer at the American Ballet Theater. The promotion made her the first Black woman to reach the company's highest rank in its 75-year history. Caplin retired last year. And that's all we have for you this week on The Scene. You're watching Newsbreak, and we're coming right back.
The black truck? Hey, Christina from accounting.
Yeah, hi.
Hey, I used to date a girl named Christina.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then she dumped me for my best friend. You want to see some photos of them that I took?
I don't.
I thought we talked about this, buddy.
Buzz and overshared again?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna call a car.
That's a smart idea.
So, yeah, I know, that's why I did it.
Hey, you're gonna get back to the top of the mountain.
Does that mean I'm gonna get back with Christina?
No.
Oh.
No.
there are a lot of ways to reach out to a friend about their mental health. Learn how you can help at seizetheawkward.org.
Bill is a family man. He invests his money wisely and provides a good life for his children. Just one problem. He often opens emails from senders he doesn't know, and his computer is not password protected. One day, Bill checked his bank account and 94% of malware attacks originate from emails. Don't be like Bill. Take your cybersecurity seriously.
Well, folks, that's all the time we have for Newsbreak. I'm Frida Flores.
And I'm Julian Scannell. Thank you so much for watching. Get more news anytime at caplinews.fiu.edu.